Hello everyone, myself Shweta Shah, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, Ahmedabad. We are here for the subject Computer Organization and Architecture. We have started Unit 5, that is Central Processing Unit. In this unit, in last session, we have seen the indirect addressing mode. Now, further, we will see the relative addressing mode. In this mode, is added to the address part of the instruction in order to obtain the effective address. Okay, up to now we what is there, we are given directly address, directly or indirectly or operand it etc. But from now onwards you have to calculate the address. You have to calculate the effective address, so that from that address you can fetch your data, right? That means to find out actual address you have to do some addition, okay, or some task. So for relative addressing mode, you are going to use your address field first and second your program counter. And the addition of this two field is done and your actual address, or you can say effective address, is found out. Okay. The address part of instruction usually a sign number that can be either positive or negative. And then you are going to add this into, then you are going to add this your address part with your program counter, so that you can find out the data from relative location from your current instruction. Okay, so for if your instruction is stored at 100th location and relative to that 50th location shows your actual data, so what you have to do, you have to add that 150. Okay, and so your address will be 150. So to represent this, we will use this dollar sign. It will say the assembler that we have used relative addressing mode. You have to add this ADR field with program counter to find out actual effective address. Okay. Similarly, next addressing mode is index addressing mode. In this mode, contains of address register is added to address part of the instruction to obtain the effective address. As in last mode we have used program counter, here we will use index register. Okay, the index register is nothing but a special CPU register that contains index value. The address field of instruction defines the beginning of the address of data in array, and while using your index with different value, you will find out the data, right? Your index value is going to be variable. Okay, your index value is going to be variable, while your address field which you have specified in your instruction is going to be fixed. Okay, so by changing the value of index register you can get your array. Okay, first address, second address, third address, fourth address, and so on, by just incrementing the value of this index register. Okay, so your effective address will be address part of the instruction plus content of your index register. Similarly, you can also use based register addressing mode. In this, what you will do, in this you will find out effective address by using address part of the instruction plus content of the base register. Okay, but here slightly difference. In both of this addressing mode you are calculating address by adding some registers content, that is okay, but both have different purpose. Okay, what is difference between these two mode? We can say that difference is the way they are used rather than how they are computed. Okay, so in index register is assumed to hold index number that is relative to the address part of the instruction, while in a base register it is assumed to hold the base address, and the address field of the instruction gives the displacement relative to the base address. Okay, so in index addressing mode we are fixing your address part but changing or incrementing your index register, while in base addressing mode we will fix the base register and we will increment or decrement your address field. Okay, so both of these things are same, but the difference is how you are utilizing this. Okay, and the main use of this base register addressing mode is used in paging mechanism to change your page. that is in a memory part. We will see further in this subject, but that is largely used for this paging mechanism, where you are fixing your starting address and changing your relative address by changing your address field. Okay, so your effective address will be address part of the instruction plus the content of your base register. Okay, so these are your 10 addressing modes. Let me see these addressing modes with one example, that to do show the difference between these various modes. We show the effect of addressing mode on the instructions defined in figure, that is your LD instruction. This instruction is used to load the content into accumulator. We will use this instruction with different addressing mode. Okay, and that is a two words instruction. That means you will require two field to store, one location to store your opcode and mode, and one location to store your operand, that is your address field. Okay, and let we have stored this instruction like this: load accumulator and mode to the location 200, and at 201 location your address field, that is 500. Okay, so your instruction is like this. LD 500. Okay, we will see this instruction with different mode. Here 500 you consider as a ADR. This 500 can be anything. Okay, this 500 can be anything, but here we have used 500 for simplicity. If we consider it as ADR, then how you can represent direct address? By LD ADR, that is your direct addressing mode. For indirect addressing mode, to denote mode, you will use @ sign. So LD ADR, this will store accumulator with memory content of uh, address given by this ADR location. Okay, then relative address mode is represented by this $sign, and in this relative addressing mode, your content of program counter, and you have specified the address field as ADR, is going to be added, and the content of that memory location which you find from this addition of two location is going to be added, going to be stored at accumulator. For immediate addressing mode, you will use this hashtag sign. So directly your content which you have represented after hashtag is going to be stored into accumulator. For index addressing mode, you will use XR as an index register, and that is going to be added into ADR, and then memory content of that addition location is going to be stored into accumulator, and represented this by ADR and then bracket X. This X denotes your indexed addressing mode. Okay, then register addressing mode, LD and R1. R1 denotes your register, so content of this R1 is going to be stored into accumulator. Register indirect, so you have to represent this by this bracket. So the memory content which is memory address which is given by this register R1 is accessed and going to be stored into accumulator. And then auto increment the content of register R1, the address given by the content of register R1 is stored at the accumulator, and then address is incremented by 1 for a next time of accessing. Okay, so here you can use @ dollar, hashtag, bracket, different signs to to denote different addressing modes. Okay, so let me see what will happen for with our instruction that we have stored at 200 and 201 location. Load to accumulator mode, we will define different mode by this bits, and then address field as a 500 fixed. Okay, so and your program counters content is 200, R1's content is 400, XR's content is 100, and accumulator is, we have to see what will happen to accumulator after each and every execution of mode. For let first, what we require to see for each and every addressing mode, we have to see what is effective address for this addressing mode and what is the content of accumulator lastly. Okay, so let me see. first addressing mode is a direct addressing mode. Here what you have to consider, you have to consider this address 500 is your direct address, and you have to access your content, access data which you require to store in accumulator from that direct address. So your effective address for this case will be 500. Okay, and the content of that 500 location, what is the content of 500 location? That is 800, and that is going to be stored where? At accumulator. So after direct considering it as a direct addressing mode, your content of your accumulator will be what? 800. Okay, so this is your direct addressing. After that addressing mode, if we consider you have used this instruction in as an immediate operand. Okay, so your address will become what? Your direct operand. That means it will consider 500 as a your content. Okay, and your address will be 201. That next address which is where you have stored your instruction, that is 201. First part is stored at 200 location, second part, that is your address field, is stored at 201 location. So your address, effective address will be 201, and what is the content of that address? That is 500, and that is going to be stored into accumulator while you are using this instruction in a immediate addressing mode. Okay, so this is for immediate addressing mode. For next mode, if we consider it as an indirect addressing mode, that means you considering that your instruction is like this: ld @ 500. Okay, so what you will do, you will consider this 500 location as a indirect addressing. Okay, so your effective address will be what? Which is stored at 500th location. What is stored at 500th location? That is 800. So your effective address will be what? 800, and the content which is going to be stored into accumulator will be stored at location 800, that is 300. So after the execution of this instruction, your content of accumulator will be 300. Okay, so like this way, if you consider, let me consider a next example, that is relative addressing mode. In this addressing mode, your operand is stored at location at address field, plus what you have to do, you have to add program counter. After going to executing this instruction, that is stored at 200 and 201 location, your program counter will be what? 202. So your relative address will be what? 500, that is your address field, plus what you have to do, plus you have to add program counter, that is 202. So your actual effective address will be 702. So this, for this case, your address field, or you can say effective address, is what? 702, and the content of that location is 325. Okay, so at that time accumulators content will be 325. Okay, similarly, if you use indexed register mode, that means your this register XR register is your index register, that means you will add this 500 and this 100. So your effective address will be 600, and your content of that location is 900. So for index register, index addressing mode, your effective address will be 600, and the content of that location, that is 900, is going to be stored into your accumulator for index addressing mode. For register addressing mode, for example, we have used an instruction like this: ld R1. So your content of R1 register is going to be stored into accumulator. Here you do not have any effective address, directly content is there, and that is your content of R1 register, that is 400, and that is going to be stored into accumulator. Okay, And in register indirect addressing mode, this content of R1 will become address. That means your effective address will be 400, and then the content of this 400 memory location is going to be stored into accumulator. What is the content of 400 memory location? That is 700. That is going to be stored into accumulator. Next one, for auto increment, what we have seen for auto increment and decrement is that for auto increment, first your content is going to be stored, and then the content of register which stores your address is going to be incremented. That means for auto increment, if your instruction is like LD bracket in bracket R1 plus, so your register R1's content is going to be used as an address. So content from that location, that is your effective address will be 400, and that is going to be stored into accumulator. What is the content of that 400 location? That is 700. That is going to be stored into accumulator, and after that your content of register R1 is going to be incremented by 1. That means this content will become 401. After storing data, your address is going to be incremented. Okay. And next, if we consider it as a auto decrement, so for auto decrement, first your content of that register is decremented, and then the data from that decremented location is going to be stored. Okay. So for here, if your instruction is like LD R1 minus, then first the content of this R1 is going to be decremented. What is the content of R1? That is 400. That is going to be decremented by 1. That means it will become 399. So your effective address will be 399, and from that location your data is going to be accessed. Okay. So your data will be at 399 location, that is 450, that is going to be stored into accumulator. Okay. So, and after that your register R1's content will be 399. Okay. So like this way you can use any addressing mode which you want to use, and by that way you will get your effective address and the content of your accumulator what will be. To summarize this in a good handwriting, that is over here. Okay. So you can check this also. So we are ending today's session over here. In next session we will see further.